Now that the holiday season is quickly approaching and it's beginning to get cold outside, I had the idea of creating a few winterized focus videos, going over those specific aspects from across the Mario series. In this one in particular, I want to showcase every snow-based enemy across every single Mario game. That is, if they contain them, going over their special abilities as well as the places they show up. For the sake of things, I'll also include whichever bosses fit into this category, as there aren't really many, so making a separate video would make no sense. Oh yeah, before we get started here, my name is Copycat, and if you haven't yet then please subscribe to my channel, hitting that bell button to stay notified when I upload new videos. The very first place a snow-based enemy shows up in the franchise is in the western version of Super Mario Bros. 2, where in World 4 you can come across the Flurries. These foes run across the icy platforms, making your traversal along them incredibly difficult, especially as walking on them is extremely slippery. Their appearance resembles a cloud with a bit of snow coming out from below their body, which is definitely fitting as a flurry in real life can be defined by a small swirling mass of something, usually snow, moved by gusts of wind. So yeah. Next up is the final game of the original trilogy in Super Mario Bros. 3. Which has one enemy that shows up in a few of the ice levels in the Buster Beetle. This baddie isn't necessarily snow-based itself, but interacts with ice blocks, being able to pick them up and throw them towards Mario. This can actually be a very annoying mechanic as the ice blocks slide super fast on the ground, so they can be hard to dodge in specific tight quarters. Jumping forward now to Super Mario 64 for the N64, as it's the next game in the series to contain any winter foes. There's a few I want to talk about, starting with a Mr. Blizzard. This is literally a living snowman that pops out of the snow and throws snowballs towards you. These can only be defeated by throwing something at them or by circling around them very fast, which causes them to get dizzy and fall over, dying. There's also a couple that you can see that just jumps back and forth on the bridge in Cool Mountain, not paying any attention to you at all, so you just need to maneuver carefully underneath them. Another sort of enemy slash boss we're going to look at is the Chill Bully, found only in the Snowman's Land course. This is an ice variant of the usual bomb-based bullies you find throughout the game, where you come across this one on an icy platform suspended over a pool of freezing water. This can be a tough mini-boss to face off against due to the slipperiness of the battle area, and once you defeat it, you'll actually get a star as your prize. The only other enemy I want to mention are the Spindrifts, not because they're snow-based, but because they only show up in those types of levels. Jumping on the very top of these baddies sends Mario helicoptering up in the air, allowing you to reach areas you wouldn't normally get to by platforming. New Super Mario Bros. For the DS is the next game we're going to look at, which has one enemy I can showcase in the Snow Spike, found only in World 5-1. This is a variant of the Spike from Super Mario Bros. 3, but instead of throwing spike balls, they throw snowballs, which continuously roll against the ground, getting bigger as they go. The level they show up in is particularly interesting as it contains some amazing snow-related elements, something I'll go over more in depth in a later video. By the way, isn't the Snow Spike's outfit amazing? Not too many characters can rock a fit like this. Super Mario Galaxy for the Wii has 3 enemies we're going to look at, starting with the Ice Bat found only in the Freeze Flame Galaxy. This foe is very interesting, as if they come in contact with Mario, then he gets completely encased in ice, as well as it only being able to be defeated by fire, so you have to be powered up to face off against it. Another enemy that also freezes Mario are the Ice Bubbles, found floating stationary in midair, but rush towards you once you get near. The difference between these and the bats are that the Ice Bubbles are susceptible to spin attacks, where in that state you can either kick to kill them, or they will eventually regenerate in freezing water. These bubbles actually have a king named Baron Burr, who is found within the Freeze Flame Galaxy. When you're far away, this boss fires ice balls towards you that freeze you on contact, but if you get close, then he thrusts himself downwards, causing a shockwave that can hurt you. When he does this, all you need to do is spin attack when he's dazed, doing this 3 times to finally defeat him. In the second entry in the new Super Mario Bros. Sub-series for the Wii, there's 2 enemies that perfectly fit within the snow theme, starting with the Cooligan. This bad guy's design is based off a real-life penguin, having the ability to slide on ice on its belly to attack you. They are actually some of the more tougher enemies, as they take 2 hits to defeat, with the first just hilariously removing their sunglasses. What's also interesting is that if you're wearing the penguin suit, then the Cooligans just bounce off you, The other enemy that fits in this category and also works well within the boundaries of Mushroom Kingdom is the Ice Bros, that if you guess throws balls of ice that will freeze Mario in place. Not many of these appear unfortunately, which is disappointing, but there is at least an enemy course dedicated to them, so that's something. One thing that the Mario Wiki classifies as an enemy, but I'm not so sure, so I'm just gonna make note of it, are the icicles that fall from the ceiling and can damage you if you're in their path. There's also the giant version that you can actually platform on, but you have to be careful as they're slippery and can tip to one side, causing you to fall. Next up is the second Super Mario Galaxy game for the Wii, which oddly changes the name of the ice bubble to the Little Burr, making it seem like it's more related to that Baron Burr boss from the previous entry. The only real difference is that there isn't that much icy water around this entry's galaxies, so this foe has trouble regenerating if you've already spun attack it and it's vulnerable. The only other themed enemy there is to mention is the Sorbetti boss, who can be found in the second mission in the Freezy Flake Galaxy. This one's pretty strange, as you're actually battling on the snowman-like planet itself, using its body to platform on, while attacking its exposed red nose on its head. This can actually be really tricky due to the unforgiving controls, and the fact that the head moves pretty quickly and will definitely squish you a few times. Even though New Super Mario Bros. 2 has an entire world dedicated to snow, there isn't technically any enemies that fit within this category. However, there is one object that some might call an enemy, in the ice balls. These only appear in World 4-1, and are really just spike balls with a bit of ice on them, that are usually found rolling back and forth on a platform. These can only be destroyed by either Gold Mario or Silver Luigi, but they aren't really insane to face off against, so that's not really needed at all. The final entry of the New Super Mario Bros. Sub-series came out for the Wii U in 2012, and has one standout winter foe in the Flipperus, who really only appears in the secret Flipperus Lake level. This walrus baddie is equipped with goofy-looking yellow goggles, and launches snowballs at you, but oddly those snowballs don't grow in size as they roll on the ground. They do also briefly jump when they throw the projectiles, so you need to be patient when trying to get by or kill them. Just as a note, the Ice Bros also show up in this title, but only in the Icicle Caverns level, and literally only 2 appear. Again, for some reason, underutilized. Up next is Super Mario 3D World that was first released for the Wii U, then later re-released for the Switch, which has 2 enemies I'm going to showcase, starting with the Skating Goomba. I guess this isn't technically a foe, as it's just a Goomba who's taken up residence in an ice skate, allowing him to travel very fast through the Snowball Park and Taifu Flurry stages. You can just defeat these Goombas by jumping on them, which then knocks them out of the skate, and you can use it for yourself, which is a lot of fun to mess around with. Another enemy from this game that fits in this theme is the Snow Pokey, which is a snowman version of the regular Pokey, but with icicles as spikes, and strangely a red bucket on its head as a hat. When you attack this foe, then their segments actually turn into snowballs, which then can be picked up and thrown as weapons. Next is the massive Super Mario Odyssey entry for the Switch, which has a handful of bad guys that fit within this video, starting with the Bifrost. This pillar-like foe starts off by hiding in the snow, where you can faintly see an image of its face. Then if Mario passes over them, they rise up from the ground and bite quickly, trying to damage you. If you avoid their attack, then you can actually use them as platforms to reach higher up areas, which is necessary in some moments to gain moons. One regular Mario enemy that has a snow variant in this title is the Cheep Cheep, found fittingly only in the Snow Kingdom. This fish can survive in the freezing waters that would otherwise kill Mario, so you need to use them if you want to get every hidden collectible in this kingdom. The final enemy from this game I want to look at that also shows up in the Snow Kingdom are the Typhoos, who aren't necessarily winter-based, but this version of it does have a Santa hat, so I have to include it. Capturing this enemy allows you to blow strong gusts of wind, letting you move large blocks across ice and uncover new areas. The final game we're going to look at in this video is Bowser's Fury, released as an extra mode alongside Super Mario 3D World for the Switch, where there's only one snow-based enemy found throughout Lake Lapcat in the Cat Snow Pokey. These are found in the Crisp Climb Castle area, and act the exact same as the last version of this baddie we saw, but of course, catified, as everything in this game is. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I really hope you did enjoy this one. If you did, please leave a like, comment below what you thought about it, and of course subscribe to my channel. Also, please go follow my Instagram at CopyCatGamer. There I upload some cool clips and items from my collection that you won't see anywhere else. Hope you guys all have a good day, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!